ourselves and those that matter most to us. That's on Tuesday evening, and please check out the table in the family room, and you can sign up for that there. We also have Sacred Circle. Raise your hand if you've been part of one of our Sacred Circle. These are wonderful opportunities for small groups to get together and take the message of Sunday even deeper. So plan to sign up for that. Our Thursdays are going to be filled with lectures and talks called Everything Abundant Now. Reverend Christian started this series, and this week Reverend Catherine Economo is speaking on the economics of spirit, so that should be fun. This is a special time for us here at Seaside, and we who are a part of the Seaside family have really appreciated the fun and the friendship and the personal growth that we've experienced here. Okay. So if you have been spiritually fed here at Seaside and would like to make Seaside your home, I want to invite you to become a member. There's a yellow flyer that you can take a look at, and myself and Vicki and Karen are all going to be back. If you have any questions, we'll be back at the membership table. Next week, October 28th, is our new member class where we talk and inform you, and you can get all of your questions answered. And then the following week is New Member Sunday, where you actually join the church during second service, and then we go out for a celebration lunch. So if you have any questions about membership, please let me know or someone at the table as well. Okay, chicken soup for the soul. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, who am I talking about? It's a person. Chicken soup for the soul, and Callie guessed it. Mark Victor Hansen. Your prize is coming. On Friday, November 9th at 7 o'clock, we have the honor of hosting an evening with Mark Victor Hansen, creating the wealth of your dreams. Mark your calendar. It's $10 only, which is excellent because he's a very well-known speaker. Please plan to bring a friend. Please just come. There are no tickets. You don't have to order. Just be here. It's going to be a great night. November 11th, we have our drumming circle, so plan to stay here after second service. And lastly, November 18th is the end of our pledge campaign, and we're planning an event, Thanks for Giving, Harvest Festival. So there'll be lots of tables and activities out in the garden area. So we just want to get on your calendar right now. And now.
Thank you, Lori. Whoa! I invite you all to stand right now. We're going to sing our congregational song, I Trust in God. Here we go.
I'm thankful, so thankful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful.
Yeah.
I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm happy, so happy. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm happy, so happy. I trust in God. I'm happy. I'm happy, so happy. loving. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm loving, so loving. I trust in God. I'm loving. I'm loving, so loving. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm loving, so loving. I trust in God. I surrender. I surrender. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender. I surrender. I trust in God. I surrender. I surrender. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender. I surrender. I trust in God. I'm peaceful, Carl. I'm peaceful, so peaceful. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm peaceful, so peaceful. I trust in God. I'm thankful. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in
Well, good morning, Seaside. Woo, what a joy. Hey, this is Brenda Lee Yeager and her wonderful divine ensemble that's part of it. Joining Reverend Fran and our wonderful congregational song. And woo, I just want to welcome all of you here today for a fabulous day at Seaside. It is a very special day here, and your presence makes a difference as to how this morning goes, and your participation is significantly different. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. And whoever you may be, wherever you may be on your spiritual path, know that you're welcome here, that Seaside is an affirming, inclusive spiritual community, and we are here to care and support one another on our spiritual path in life, wherever that path may be at this time. So welcome, and who I really want to welcome at this time is Reverend Lori.
Hi again. I'd like you to join me, please, as we recite together. There's a certain power reciting together our purpose. Seaside Center for Spiritual Living is a loving, supportive, inclusive family community which inspires all to experience their spiritual unfoldment, healing, and growth through the principles of science of mind. Our spiritual family gratefully celebrates the abundance of life and honors each individual's unity with God. Our joy is to express Spirit through service, making a difference in the lives of those
we touch.
You guys are good. I'd like to introduce our practitioner today, Sharon DeLeon.
So I'd like to invite you to close your eyes and to take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, to let go and let God as we move into the silence. Rest. Beloved, you are home. I rejoice, for this is the day that God hath made. I rejoice, knowing that Spirit is in this house, right here. I rejoice in that power, that presence, that intelligence, that creativity, that potentiality, that love, that peace, that abundance that is Spirit. I know that I am one with Spirit, that Father and I are one, that I am never alone, that Spirit is always with me. And as I know this is true for me, I know this is true for each one here in this community, in this place. I know that each one here is one with the Father. I rejoice knowing that this service is blessed. I rejoice knowing that it is perfect, knowing that each one here hears what they need to hear, that receives, for it has all been given. And so I receive, I accept this gift of this day, this gift of this service, this gift of Reverend Dr. Christian's message. I receive this gift in all of its fullness. I am grateful. And so it is.
In this moment, I am free. In this moment, I release. In this moment, I choose peace. In this moment, I believe. In this moment, on my path, in this moment, there is no lack. In this moment, only love. In this moment, only God, only God, only God.
And in this moment, it is my joy to introduce a peaceful, delightful, insightful world leader. And that is Elise Bridges. She is the founder of Difference Makers International, and her organization is dedicated to empowering youth to make a difference in their worlds, and also to acknowledging those who are currently difference makers. Please help me welcome Elise Bridges. Mm-hmm.
Let me check you out. Each one of you sitting where you are is a powerful difference maker already, yes? How many of you would like to see the whole community of San Diego, starting right here, with people that are loving each other instead of bullying each other? How many would like to see that happen? Snap your fingers in a moment if you'd like to see it happen in a minute or less. Okay, perfect. Now I want you to say in a minute or less, yes. When on the count to three. 1, 2, 3. In a minute or less, yes. All right. I'm about to show you how to bring love. By the way, I started with a blue ribbon that says, "Who I am makes a difference." In a moment, you're all going to have an opportunity to honor each other. But for right now, let me just say I live down the street in Cardiff. I started 33 years ago. I'm 70 years young right now. And I was in abusive, horrifically abusive marriage and suicidal. And fortunately, I got out. And instead of giving up, I gave generosity. And I started to honor everybody with the blue ribbon and tell them how special they were so they wouldn't be hurt like I was. And it caught on, and today there are 35 million people around the world that do the work I started. Yeah. So here's a gift. Here's the gift. We now have SDG&E has just funded 997 kids to go through our program for a year, teaching kids to teach their parents, their teachers, and their community how to love. Eradicating bullying in a minute or less. Disney Volunteers Foundation up in the North County, middle and high schools, funded. We've got 45 schools waiting on the waiting list, so I'm going to show you how to honor each other in a minute or less. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Is Rosemary here? Rosemary, come on up real fast. All right. Come on up, run up. Don't hurt yourself. All right. Listen, this is a family, and it's a pay-it-forward family, isn't it? It's a family of generosity. I just met Rosemary on the outside. She's a part of the Seaside Center for 2 years. But she told me that she's been doing this program as a teacher in her environment that wasn't here in San Diego, right?
Well, it started in the San Gabriel Valley and completed here.
And completed here, and now we're going to expand it here. Would you accept the second ribbon from me?
Yes.
For being outrageous? Is she gorgeous? May I place this on you? This goes above her heart. Where's it go? Up toward all your greatest dreams coming true. Bing, give me a hug.
Thank you.
Listen, you never know what's going to happen at Seaside. But in your program, you have 2 ribbons. I want you to take out just one of them. Open it up very quickly. I'm going to take you through a 30-second experience of how you can change a life in a minute or less and how to honor each other. So take out one ribbon, keep the other one so you can pay it forward. And if you have extras, they're back here. So does anybody need a ribbon? Doesn't have one? Raise your hand. Right there, Elizabeth. Thank you. Nani's over there. Fabulous family over here. All right. Watch me. Everybody take your hand to your heart. Stay present with Sparky. That's what they call me. Put your hand to your heart. And very quietly, from your heart, through your eyes, send me love. And everybody on behind me, send us love. And we send that honoring back to you right now. If I'm in a room with 2,000 high school students, they will go this silent. When you put your hand to the heart, minute or less, you can change a life, save a life. End bullying, save kids from committing suicide, and bringing love to the world. You're going to take the sticker off the back. Do not throw sticky on the floor. In a moment, you're going to turn. Do not put the ribbon on yourself. You're going to turn to someone next to you, a partner. Look them in the eyes with your heart and tell them how great they are. And if you don't know them, make it up and say something really spectacular. So go ahead, turn to a partner. You're going to have 30 seconds each, and I'll tell you when to switch. Go ahead, honor each other.
Bring a radiance and a laughter and joy and just a big heart to share. And it's my joy to honor you.
No minutes?
Let me use yours for Christian.
Sure, okay.
The leadership, the joy,
And if you haven't switched, switch so your partner can get a ribbon.
spirituality that you provide for so many people who love you desperately.
Cool.
Can I give this to you?
Yeah. Thank you. All right.
And now just for a moment, you can hug or handshake, but do make a thing. Do a handshake or a hug right now. All right. I want you all to just go give me 3 claps. Look at me. I'm going to invite you. I'm going to be out there inviting you to sign a book. You can find out how to get more ribbons, how to start this in your own schools, in your businesses, everywhere in this community. And the whole dream is, go like that. Say together. Say together. We can. We are. Difference. Makers. Yes. Bye.
Doesn't that feel good? I'm supposed to take you into prayer, so go ahead and get comfortable. Allow your eyes to close and ground that very feeling of knowing what a difference each of us makes. That we are all divine children of God, that we are open to the expansion of who we are, who Seaside is. We know that we work together as a team to co-create our desires. And it is from this very knowing that I make a difference, that I am empowered to do more, to step into experiences that will make me grow, that I see myself as a conduit for change, a conduit for joy, a conduit for full expression. For it is only when we are fully expressing the loving presence of God working through us that we can make the most difference. We have done the work and stepped into the place where we do and give our gifts. And for this, I am grateful. For I know that I have the ability to make changes in myself, in my friends, in my family, in Seaside, and on the planet. And so I release these words, knowing that they are done. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Lori. Hello, everybody. How are you? Are you really good? I'm really good, too. And you know what happens with really good? It's just, it just goes gives and receives in a big circle, and you get so excited. And I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, listen, I have to tell you, I am excited, truly am. There's no lie. I am excited about our guest artist this morning, Miss Brenda Lee Ager, and her ensemble. Brenda Lee calls me and she says, oh, by the way, Reverend Fran, I'll be bringing down my ensemble. And I go, and my eyes, and I go, oh, okay, what does that mean? And and I didn't know if that meant like a whole band, orchestra, or anything. But with Brenda Lee, I want to tell you something. It doesn't matter because whatever she brings is entirely good. And her house, my house, our house is her house. That's what I said, whatever you want to do. And what she has brought with her this morning, these lovely ladies and our Tony Novell, I have to tell you, first service, we were rocking and rolling, and I'm all worn out. So hold on to your seats. Please put your hands together for Miss Brenda Lee Ager and ensemble. I'm worn out.
The Divine Ensemble. That's what Rev called them this morning. So I'm gonna make every day count. All right. Make every day count by counting your blessings. Somebody didn't get out of bed, but you did. Ooh. Somebody couldn't see the morning sun. They could only see problems ahead. But when you wake up with a thank you, it's already answered prayer. Look for the good that's around you. You'll find it everywhere. Make every day, every single day, every single day. Keep on counting your blessings. Make every moment the moment you treasure the life that's been given. Make every day just by counting your blessings. Oh yeah. Make every moment the moment you treasure the life that's been given.
Every day ain't gonna be sunny, but we can find some joy in the rain.
Sometimes the rain comes. Ooh.
Everything ain't gonna be funny, but
Laughter sometimes ease the pain. And when we take time to think about it, without God, where would I be? Let me be a blessing to someone. The way you're blessing me.
every day count by counting your blessings. Counting your blessings. Make every moment the moment you treasure the life that's been given. Make every day count by counting your blessings.
Every little blessing. Make every moment the moment you treasure the life that's been given. We gotta see it, believe it, don't waste it, embrace it.
Be serving,
Be serving,
deserving,
so deserving.
be thankful,
Be thankful,
be grateful,
be grateful.
see goodness,
See goodness, have mercy. Be living just by giving. Come on, make every day count. Starting
That is Brenda Lee Yeager and her Divine Ensemble.
Elizabeth Dickerson, Janae Hearn, Pamela Goodlow, Malif McCullough, and Tony Norvell. Brenda Lieger, yours truly.
Brenda Lee! Woo. Mwah. That's fabulous. Oh my goodness. Just send us through the roof. That's it. All right. So let's see. Are you ready for unlimited abundance in all areas of your life? Okay, well then, have I got some abundant amplifying tips for you, because we are in the midst of this prosperity program, 6 weeks at Seaside. And last week we spoke about self-worth, very important foundation. And today we're going to talk about the wonderful expression of giving. To be in that flow, to be that place through which Spirit manifests, to allow that which is within you to come out into the world, to absolutely make a difference. Because what I've noticed is that in spite of the high cost of living these days, it's still very popular. And it's... There's just not enough crutches in this world for all the lame excuses that are out there. And so what prosperity does is it like oils and it greases, it lubricates one's being so they can slide through life as opposed to trying to scratch and force their way out there, because you have been given these gifts to bring. You have these talents and these expressions of your soul that are so needed in this world in which we live. And that when you can joyously share those gifts in this world, you will change lives. You will make a difference, because that is the way that works. And so what I want to do is help you unlock those resources that are within your soul, within your spirit, that you have come here to share. And whether it takes me whispering in your ear or quietly chanting those sacred sounds to the secret resources of your soul, or standing on the mountaintop and yelling at you, what I want you to do is blow through the roof of your limitations and realize that you have got something for us. And we're waiting for that. And as you begin to step into that deeper knowingness, as you begin to step into that place, you'll begin to honor that inner pull. You know, that gravitational pull of your soul that is calling you to come forward, to be more. You know, that colony of voices that is telling you to step out there, that you are worth it, that you're hot stuff, as Sparky was telling us a little earlier. You know, that's something that is in there that makes you feel claustrophobic, because it is your potential is being squashed. Well, what I want you to do is be able to give that to this world. I want you to be able to let it out, because you want to express it, don't you? Yeah. I mean, you want to be more because you are more, and you have so much more to give this world. And so as you begin to say yes to that and open up to that flow, you will find yourself that place, that vortex through which the infinite potential and flows and the opportunities open up, in which you begin to be part of that wonderful expression of life itself, irrespective of what is going on in your world. And so as I want to help you to experience the prosperity and the abundance in your life, I'm talking about all areas. If you have got pain in your heart from relationship challenges, or whether you have constraint within your bank accounts, or whether your body feels broken or sore, I want you to know that as you begin to be that vortex, that place through which that God life flows, it purges out anything unlike itself. I don't need to consciously figure out how to make it happen. What I need to be is that place through which spirit flows, and as it flows, there is nothing else that can remain. What I want you to do is get in touch with that part that has been locked up, that hungers to get out there and to share and to give more to this world, because it's in you. That is what you are here to do. If you're just fine coming home at the end of the day and sitting there with a beer in front of the TV, that's fine. But if there's something in you that just sees a greater expression, then that's your life force awakening, unfolding and unfurling itself. You know, one of the great Winston Churchill quotes is, what we make a living from what we get from life. We make a living from what it is we give. So, you make a living from what it is you get. It is that spirit's expression in your world. Eleanor Roosevelt said that, when we cease to contribute, we begin to die. Yeah, when you start to close down and say, I got burned here, I'm not going to try anymore. Has that ever happened to anyone? It's like, it didn't work. It hurts. And the biggest mistake we can make is to close down because of a failure. Because you begin to close down, you begin to shut off that flow. And it says the earth is the fullness of the Lord's. Yeah. And then it says that I'm with you always. Remember that one? I'm with you always. Child, whatever I have is yours. The fullness is the Lord's. It's all spirits. It's all God's. I'm with you and it's all yours. What part aren't we understanding here? Yeah. How do you get it going in your life? You've got to find an area in which you can begin to allow that flow to start moving. To start moving, what does it take? What do I have to give here? It doesn't have to be cash. So often we talk about giving, think, I got to give finances. I'm talking about being in that giving place. I'm talking about being that spot in which spirit and life and expression moves through you. This is how you change lives, is you allow that spirit to show up through you, as you, and around you in whatever way is appropriate in that moment you find yourself in. Hey, did you read that article? It was last week, high school football game. It was in USA Today. It was the Huffington Post. It was all over, actually, about It was St. Clairville High School in Ohio. They were playing Edison High. And fourth quarter, senior, he is Michigan-bound, drafted for football team, takes sweep, and he's running 52 yards down the left side, untouched. All that is before him is the goal line. And just as he reaches to make a touchdown, he steps out of bounds at the 1 yard line. And the people in the stands go ballistic. You know, particularly parents. It's like, you know, I got this high expectation. What is going? And everything is going wild. And what they didn't know is there's a guy on the team, a freshman, who's never taken the ball in his life, whose dad had died 2 days earlier by a sudden stroke. Logan Thompson's dad, Paul, had died. And the coach of the team couldn't believe when Logan showed up and suited up for the Friday night game. So he called Michael Fern and the other key players and said, you know what, if you guys have any way when you get close to the touchdown to, you know, just not cross over, we'll give the ball to Logan. And so as Michael is running down the sideline, the coach said, remember Logan, you know, and nobody expected the kid who's running for his 12th touchdown of the season to stop. But he did. There was something inside of him that had him step out of the bounds. The refs didn't even believe it. They called touchdown. And you should have seen the sideline of the kids going to the ref, no, it's not a touchdown. It's not a touchdown. Have you ever seen a high school kids call a touchdown back? But you know what? They told Logan, follow Michael Fern in. And on the next play, this freshman took his first handoff ever because he's not a running back. And they opened up a hole, and he went in and scored a touchdown. Yeah. And after the games, the emotions just caught Logan, and he just twittered. And he said, I scored my first varsity touchdown, and I know my dad was looking down upon me as I look up to the heavens. I love you and miss you, Daddy. And he sent that out. Those kids were so taken by emotion, they couldn't even talk to the press afterwards. Talk about giving. You know, you think you're moving in a certain way. You got that touchdown in sight. And Spirit has something else in store that's even greater. Can you step to the side? Because I'll tell you what everybody on that team, everyone in that stadium felt couldn't have been calculated. It couldn't have been made. And yet there was something that took place there that was far greater. There'll come a point in your life when you choose to be a giver in this world that you will come up against your wall. It will happen. It's the way it works. You will come up against your fear of giving beyond where you're comfortable or what it is you know. And it's only you who's going to have the chance to deal with that. That conflict will be internal inside of you. And you are the one, because it happens to everyone who is pressing the envelope or the edge of their life. And I'm going to come to this point. Am I going to step through that and face my fear and move on and be a contributor here, even if it's not coming back to me from where I'm giving? Because Spirit is all. The fullness of the Lord is the earth, and all that is Spirit. So if I'm giving here, can I let go of thinking it has to come back from here? Can I give here and know that I can be touched by God or Spirit or life here, 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 and here, and here, and here? That it is across the board, all Spirit. And so as I am coming from the generosity and the love and the caring and the compassion of my being here in my life, am I open to receive the greater good in places I don't expect? You know, Sparky was talking about the Pay It Forward. Remember that movie a couple of years ago? Based on, was it Catherine Ryan Hyde's book about paying it forward of a 7th grader. And it's amazing for me to think of a 7th grader's project, since my son's a 7th grader, coming up with this concept that if I pay it forward, if I do a good act for 3 people and not expect anything from them, but just expect them to pass it on to 3 more people, that this kid figured out that he could literally change the world. Not just a few lives. He figured in 2 weeks, if everybody continued to do this, there would be 4,782,969 individuals that would be touched in 2 weeks that would have their lives changed because of the joyous giving of one little kid said, try this out. That's the kind of ripple effect that you will have in this world. That's the kind of effect do you want to have? This means yes. This means, I mean, if you don't want to be, you know. Can I live in that place? I mean, not all, but most of the great philosophies talk about the givingness and the generosity of one's practice as you walk in this life. Christianity says in the three things that endure, faith, hope, love, and the greatest of these is love. And many of the translation is the greatest of these is charity. They talk about charity there. The Buddhists, they believe one of the 7 treasures that the practitioners practice is generosity. Judaism, it talks about Tithing, which is charity, and mitzvah, good deeds. You have the Quran that talks about doing good for others. You have got Hinduism that believes that generosity is one of the paths that will lead to salvation. I mean, this concept of giving and generosity and being there for your brothers and your sisters on this planet with caring and compassion and love. I mean, you can give a smile, you can give a pat on the back, you can give money, you can give love, you can give caring, you can look at somebody in the eye and be present with them. There is so much that you can do that will change lives because of your joyous giving, your willingness to know that who I am makes a difference in this world. And I'm going to accept this charge that I took today. If the kids in El Cajon are doing it, if the kids in North County are doing it, by God, I'm going to do it too. It's not just for them. I get to play in this world. Let me in, guys. It's... And what giving will do is it begins to take the blinders off for all areas of your life. It begins to realize it's not just here, spirit. It takes the blinders off and it allows me to see. What it does is it changes my relationship with God. It allows me to live with a greater sense of trust. What giving does, and tithing, which is giving back to your spiritual source, and the tithe is 10%, if you're looking in the dictionary. To give back to that which gives me the power to experience wealth. It establishes a relationship that spirit is my source, that I'm not dependent upon a job, a location, a career, or a relationship to support me in life. But what it does is it establishes, because I am consistently, regularly remembering spirit first in my life, that spirit will continue to be there in my life no matter where I am. I may think it looks like this, but you know what? I've just stepped out of bounds before the touchdown. And there is something greater waiting, because you know what? I am not giving my power away because I didn't cross that line. I'm not giving that power away because I failed and I made a mistake out there. You are meant to live big. Living in a little dollhouse doesn't suit you. Living teeny doesn't suit you if you have a desire to be bigger in your world. I would rather go for it and fail and live in the doghouse than in a dollhouse. I want you to be excited for what you still have in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, because no one can take that away from you. But you're the one who's got to deal with the conflict and the stirring of your soul. Am I worthy? That's last week's talk. We'll watch it online. And what is it? What is it that I am to do, that I am to give, that I am to share, that I am to be here? And as I begin to contribute in my life, and contribute in all ways, which includes our financial way, to realize that as I give, it comes back to me. But what's important here to understand, because I know the seminars you go to, they will talk about you give to receive, but that's not why you give. If you give with any pretense of future expectations, that just eliminates the virtuous aspect of it. You've got to give with gratitude. You've got to give with appreciation. You've got to give with saying, you know what, I am just claiming that this moment I am grateful and I am sharing the good that is in my life. I am planting the seed of gratitude, and I'm not expecting anything back from this person or over here. I am the activity in which God is having in my life, and it is growing, and it is prospering, and it is flowing, and I am bringing this to the table. If you were to walk into an empty room, you bring into that room whatever that experience is going to be. Whether that room is joy-filled, anger-filled, bitter, unhappy, laughter, great conversations. The room's empty. And it is a reflection of what it is. It's all potential there. And as you step into this room, this world, all potential is there. And we are dealing in this vibrational universe. Nothing is at rest Science and the physicists will tell you. And all money is energy in motion, in action. And if it gets shut off and closed in one area, you move somewhere else. It's the law of attraction. You're attracting into your experience the sum total of your beliefs. And as you begin to believe that I live in this flow, that spirit is my source, I have taken off the blinders, and I know that my relationship with the source is infinite. I'm dealing with an infinite abundance. I'm dealing with that which created it all, and I'm expressing that. And I'm that activity, and I'm that space in which it is taking form in my life. And this is what I'm bringing to the table. This is what I'm bringing into the room. Then all of a sudden, my world begins to reflect that. My world begins to show that in ever-increasing kinds of ways. And I choose to step into participating and honoring spirit first in all things. You know, you've got to remember God with everything in your life. You know, to be considered a giver, I think, for me, would be a wonderful thing. And it's not only finances, but it does include that. You know, within spiritual communities, what is important is to find a regular, consistent, systematic way to continue to remember spirit first in your life. Always. That's what Seaside does. You know, we talk about we're spirit-led, we're spirit first in all things, in conversation, in our contributions. And you know, the old saying is a tithe, which is 10%, which truly I think should be training wheels. You know, it's easy to calculate 10%, a dime on every dollar. No problem. I can figure that one out. You know, I just want to remember spirit first fruits. Go to spirit. You know, a dime on every dollar, we can do, no problem. How about a dollar on every 10? No problem. $10 on every 100. Now, I can handle that one. How about 100 on every 1,000? Man, it's starting to stretch. 1,000 on every 10,000. Can I remember spirit? I'm dealing with principle. There's no large or small here other than in my thinking. How about 1,000 on every 10? How about every 10,000 on every 100,000 you've got going on? Can I give 100,000 on every million? Well, that may begin to be a stretch for me to give away 100 grand. But I'll tell you what. There is no large or small. We are dealing with a spiritual principle, and those that can be trusted with a little can be trusted with a lot. If you got the 10% down, then it doesn't matter the size that you're dealing with in this world. It is a spiritual principle like gravity. It doesn't matter who jumps off, you're going down. You know, it doesn't matter what size you're dealing with, it is going to work, and that seed is one of gratitude. If you can't start off at 10, you start off at 1, you know, and do the escalator. Get yourself up higher. But what's essential, imperative, and important is to find a spot that sources you spiritually, that reminds you of that life force that transcends time and space, that is a representative of the infinite, and say, you know what, I'm in partnership here. We're going to co-create together. And because a lot of times people say, hey, that's a good idea, but if I was Gates, I could do that, or Buffett. But what's interesting about these guys is they have pledged verbally and in their wills that they are committed to giving away 99% of their wealth. If you can be trusted with a little, you can be trusted with a lot. It says in the 3rd Psalm to honor the Lord with your substance and with the first fruit of your increase. And your barns will be filled with plenty, and your presses bursting forth with new wine. Bursting. I like that visual. Bursting. I could use bursting wealth in my world. Bursting wine would be good too right now. That's awesome. But you know what? Part I want you to get is I want the good to be bursting into your life, and you are the only one who can deal with the conflicts that are within your soul and within your thinking, to be in the flow, to be that kind of giver. It is up to you to take these ideas that have been talking through the great religions and say, how does it apply to my life? What can I do with this to be that activity of the abundant flow that is ever increasing in my life, and to live with a sense of gratitude? I can't do it for you, but what I can do is be willing to call the question. So many people are afraid to share this point because it's reflected upon, whatever their stuff is. God is omnipresent. That means spirit is as much in your finances and in your checking account as it is in this sanctuary at Seaside. There is no place where spirit is not. And you may be able to feel the Spirit of God here in this sanctuary, and you can feel it as you're walking along the beach, but if God is everywhere present, then I want you to be clear that God is in your bank account, your portfolio, and everywhere, as fully as it is anywhere else in your life, and you are the one who has closed it out, and it is up to you to open it up again. I want so much for you to feel the joy and the freedom of living in this world with a sense of trust that you can go out and do what your heart desires, that gravitational pull I was alluding to. Break free of that claustrophobia, of that confined potential. It's not right that you're worrying about finances. What is right is for you to be out there making a difference in the world. So I want you to get that handled so you are free to do what is your dharma, what is your love, what is your passion. And so start with where you are. Start with the little that you've got. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, talks about if you want to be a divine current, you've got to allow the current to move through you, in and out, so you can express life. It's got to move through you. That's the key. It's not like, oh, I'm stopping it here. It will go stagnant. And so where you are in your life, work with where you can find your edge. Whatever that is. Regular, systematic remembering a spirit in your life is imperative. Because we're dealing with that which birthed you, which breathed you into form, that created all of this. Regular, systematic. You find it and start with the little, if that's what works for you. I watched the lakes, my place in Montana, as they begin to break up. This solid sheet of ice. And on the edges, a little water starts moving. And a little bit of water starts moving a little bit more, and a little bit water starts moving more, and all of a sudden there is motion that is breaking forth, the recessionary expression, the frozen, locked up, and before long there's water moving around all of it, and the more it moves, the faster it goes, and the more that begins to melt, and more that begins to return. In our life, if you're willing to just, what I got put out there. You can't outgive life. Come on. It's given it all. The room is there. The potential of it all exists. Remember the story of Jesus and that all-day seminar? All he had were a few loaves and fishes. Remember that story? Yeah, and somehow they multiplied. Okay, I want you to think about this logically. If you're going to an all-day seminar out in the country, you're going to take some food, aren't you? I mean, you're not going with an empty basket out there. If you're going out to the country for the day, you got some food. You can't fool me. I don't care if it's 2,000 years ago or 2 weeks ago. I know when I go on retreat, I take some Trader Joe's mix, with me. And so with a couple of loaves and fishes, he began to share what it was with gratitude. I'm not looking to get anything back from you. I'm just sharing what I got. This guy said, yeah, that was nice. I'll share a little bit of what I got too. And she said, I'll share. And she said, and he said. And before, they fed the multitudes. When you share with gratitude, I'm happy to share with you what I've got. I want you to know these stories are not just biblical and ancient in their expression. There was this Ann Thomas. She, English teacher over in Japan, and last year, if you remember the earthquakes, Seaside, right near the epicenter, she was there, and the place just rocked, got destroyed. And when she finally got to a place in which she could email her friends, and she emailed, and it went out to lots of people after, sent to her friends. She said, in the throes of the aftershocks, we've been advised to leave our front door open. So everybody has their door open. And I want you to know there has been no looting and nobody stealing. So I come home and I find a bag of groceries at my front door. This isn't 2,000 years ago, loaves and fishes. This is last year. She said with the electricity and the power gone, that to stay warm, they've got to use a kerosene lamp or heater. She said, so we all sleep in the same room in a line, sharing the one heat. And you know what? At night, we eat by candlelight, and there's no TV, so we tell stories. And there's such caring. There's such compassion. And there's no water, so we've gotten kind of grubby. But the caring and the compassion and the touch and the survival seems so much more important than the other stuff. And when somebody does get water, they put a sign out in front of their house. Water, come fill your buckets. And the elder said, this is how it used to be. This is how it used to be. They look up and said, there's stars. Some of the kids had never seen stars. They see one or two at night, and all of a sudden, with everything gone, the sky is filled. What is it you have to share? You want fire from a fireplace, you got to put wood in it. You got to chop the wood and then put it in. You want water, you got to prime the pump. You got to pave the highway before you can drive on it. This is a natural, spiritual, timeless truth that I'm reminding you to practice, to try in your life. Because you weren't meant to live small. You weren't meant to live with fear and anxiety over finances when your dreams are so big that this world hungers for you and for what you have got to share. So my challenge is for you to find what it is you have to give. Start sharing. Start being receptive. And step back into the flow. And break up that ice that is in your world so you can be in that wonderful raging rapids of good, of God's good as your life. I love you. You should do this. All right. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Brenda Lee back to our stage in her wonderful divine ensemble.
Thank you again. Thank you. It's always so good to come down here. Yes. The song is called To Serve You. To do your will. Whoa. live to serve you. I live to be used by you. I want to be used by you. I want to be love. I want to stand in the face of love. I want to be love. I want to give love. I want to be love. I want to be, all that I can be, all that I can be, all that I can be. I want to love to serve you, to serve you, Lord, Lord, Lord. Ooh.
That's Brenda Lee Yeager being used, serving so blessedly, giving your wonderful gifts and talents to each and every one of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Brenda Lee, and your wonderful crew for driving down here in the rain this morning to touch our heart and souls. Thank you, thank you. Well, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in our givingness, to open up to being blessed by the presence of God, and know that each of us gets to be that conduit, that avenue through which that good expresses. And together we have created this beautiful community. Together we sustain it, and together we bring forth the greater yet to be, that vision that calls us, because it is God first in all things. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and say yes to that. Step through the concerns, the fears, and realize that this is a moment in which you get to be the greater activity of your very life. You cannot outgive Spirit. Try it. Go ahead. It'll be a good moment. But I'd like to call our ushers forward at this time, and I want to say thank you to this crew. I want to say thank you to our online audience. Your gifts help support what's going on here, and thank you to those that mail in your contributions and those that remember us with the auto tie, that regular systematic support from your world. I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that truly this is a blessed moment where the fullness and the grace expresses in ever uplifting kinds of ways. For that light and that love of Spirit moves through each and every one of us. For what I know is each of us is that vortex of that God expression of that greater good, and that this is a moment of the realization of the greater good personalizing itself in our individual lives. For truly there is an infinite, inexhaustible reservoir, and each of us becomes that avenue, that tap, that conduit through which it flows into our personal lives. And I know right now with joy we open that up in our sharing and our giving for that which has blessed our life. We send forth knowing it continues to bless and enrich all those with whom it comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. And so it is. Amen. And together let us say our affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Okay, let's say that again, now that we know it and mean it. Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. saxophone. There's Pat on drums, Tom on the bass, and Willard there on the music door. Great job. You're doing a great job with music. Brenda Lee, fabulous. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful expression. Your wonderful divine ensemble. You guys were great. Divine for sure. They get up early with you. Hey, Reverend Fran, thank you for your wonderful gift at Seaside. Reverend Lori, thank you for your wonderful gift to Seaside. Ed, back giving us sound, thank you for your wonderful gifts to Seaside. Marv, giving us the visuals, thank you for the wonderful gifts. Tim, giving us the live streaming and podcast. And know that the CD's available right after the service if you'd like to pick one up. And there's a lot that goes on at Seaside. Like Wednesday night, Reverend Lori, I think you're doing the midweek service. So right here, 7 o'clock. Thursday night, Reverend Catherine's doing the prosperity lecture. No cost to that. Come get involved. Know that Mark Victor Hansen's coming to Seaside. He is one of those gurus in the business world who shares these wonderful principles for success. And he's coming to Seaside at such a nominal amount so everybody can be here. And he's going to give us some books. I'll give it to you next week or the following week whenever we get them. So he's gifting that to you. He's in that giving mode. Lots going on at Seaside. What I want to do is pray. But I see someone here today. Ann Houlihan has been part of Seaside from the early days. I got to be there for yours and Jesse's wedding. Gosh, that was more than 10 years ago now, huh? And I know you've just continued to experience wonderful success in your life. You want to just share a quick story before I pray? Come on up here on the stage. Just got back from leading a women's conference over in Arizona last weekend. Runs her own business out in Rancho Cucamonga, and it's just, you've been such a blessing to this community for so long.
Thanks, Christian. Hi, everybody. I first came to Seaside about 16 years ago when we were over in 2nd Street, and just like the energy today, I walked in and I thought, wow, I just felt this powerful, amazing energy, and now I know today it's that presence of God, and Seaside has changed my life amazingly. Wow, I don't even know where to begin. I know I only have a couple of minutes, and I just wanted more. I took the classes, I practiced the principles everywhere, and every area of my life is working. I practice it in the business world. When I go back east on business trips, I call Christian for prayer. I call him for prayer for women's retreats. And God never ceases to amaze me. And I'm just so blessed. And I really believe in tithing. I really believe in giving back to where I'm spiritually fed. And I really get all of that here. And I have to share with you also that my business is thriving, even though we're in these rough economic times. My business is really thriving, and I really believe. I just believe it works. I don't watch the news. I don't watch any of that. I just believe in God's economy, and
all right.
And today is our 12th wedding anniversary, and I'm married to that wonderful man over there.
Happy anniversary! That's beautiful. All right. I want you to know she's very humble about her multi-million-dollar business with factories and many employees, and she keeps calling with these new contracts from the East Coast, and it's just thriving, and so thank you for being part of things. And what I want to do right now is pray. Healing is the thrust of this movement since its conception. It's not about words. It's about proving this. If we can't make it work in our life, then it's a bunch of hot air, and so I invite you to just step into this place and open up to that breath of spirit that is more than hot air. It is that breath that says, you know what, step to the side. There is greater expression waiting for you. Greater good that's beyond the imagination. And I know right now, whatever that life force is to me, to you, feel it, sense it. Whether it's the waves, the winds, just that heart connection, that look when you looked into a newborn's eyes. Whatever that spirit is for you, come to recognize it in this moment and feel it, sense it, because that's where I am. I can feel the love that is here, the caring, the joy, the laughter, the family, and know that that is spirit. That is what transcends time and space, and so truly in this moment I choose to operate at that vibrational level of spirit in which all things are possible. That I let go of my limited concepts of how it needs to be and open up to the greater yet to be, knowing that that infinite wisdom that guides the universe is the same intelligence that is working within our world right here in this moment. And I know that each and every one of us is able to hear and be led by that expression of spirit and become that vortex of its expression in the world in which we live, bringing forth the gifts and the talents that reside at the center of being. And what I truly know is that each one of us steps into this wonderful flow and that giving givingness and the expression and the sharing, there comes a sense of fulfillment, of full days, of success. Life remunerates back. And each of us lives in the wonderful flow of spirit, and the abundance is the natural state, the health and the well-being. There is a resonance within this physical body that responds to the divine blueprint. The body knows how to heal. Our world of affairs comes into order as I choose to have a greater level of trust. I take the blinders off and know that truly that my life is divine and that I put spirit first in all things. And it's in this kind of knowingness there is nothing else that can remain. For in the beginning was spirit. And that is what remains in this room. This room and this life begins to take on the next level of expression. Knowing that everything has taken place has assisted to this point, that any mistakes or challenges have just become launching pads for that which is greater. No longer satisfied in living in a constricted mini world or house. I say yes to the stirring, that gravitational pull, the moonbeam of the soul that stirs the oceans and the tides. That's something in my being that is being called forth in this moment. Say yes to that. Say yes. And healing happens. I don't need to direct it. I just need to be available. And it's in this availability healing happens. It is the natural state of the divine unfoldment. So I let go of the worry, the concern, and the natural human emotions that arise when things aren't smooth or out of ease or dis-ease. I let them go and know there's a part of being that has never been violated. I remember this and allow that resonant field to move out into my world and be that place from which I start to move around the frozen, constricted, recessionary time of expression, and know that it continues to grow and pick up momentum, and my world begins to shine and flourish, and I truly am that which I came to be. Grateful that this is the truth. I let go, I trust, and know that it's in this joyous expression that lives are changed, starting with mine, here and now in this moment. I let go with a gratitude and a thanksgiving, not to anything outside, just a natural state of appreciation. I let go. Allow that seed to grow. With a faith and a trust that is unshakable, I surrender my way to spirits. So it is.
All right.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. I say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Let it go.
This is what we have to say. Come on! I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart's wondering why.
Yes,
I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. Free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no
Yes, I'm only here for God. Now, Seaside, y'all take one.
Can I bring?
Yeah, no, there's no more struggle, no more strife.
Faith, I see the light.
I am
Free in the Spirit.
Yes, I'm
holy.
Yes, I'm only
Holy.
I'm only
Here for
Oh, we were graced with music today, all around, my goodness. Hey, our affirmation for the week is, I am a joyous giver in life. Together, I am a joyous giver in life. Oh, come on, like you mean it. I am a joyous giver in life. Come on, like you're going to do it. I'm a joyous giver in life. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love, I'm living in peace, I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves to me and it moves to us all. We are living in grace. Yes, we are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah.